programs. Have a beautiful Sunday.
And when the danger passes, work resumes without major concern. European rabbits are often at work making home improvements, expanding or fixing their own burrows in the community. This pregnant short-eared doe is digging a tunnel to the birth chamber which will shelter her soon-to-arrive offspring. In a colony in summer, the cycle of mating and birth is in full swing. And while one doe prepares for imminent birth, a couple courts. Even with rabbits, playing hard to get may be part of the game. Undisturbed by the active libidos of her neighbors, the doe collects nest materials. Males aren't involved in child rearing, though they may guard the warren. The real work of reproduction, such as collecting nest material, is left to the does. Included in nest material is fur from the doe's belly. Needed warmth for the babies that are able to maintain their own body temperatures. Each dominant male controls a portion of the warren and has breeding access to the females that live there. But he must catch them first. This female is actually willing, and numerous copulations can occur while she's receptive. The birth chamber in the warren is now filled with warm nest material. After mating, Dad's job is done. Rabbit gestation lasts 25 to 30 days. They live up to their prolific reputation, and females can have 3 to 6 litters a year. The male sets off to find other females in the colony who might be ready for his attentions. Summer is a busy season. The red vixen is busy scouring the forest for food. In the normal course of events, both the vixen and fox, who often mate for life, take care of the kits. This evening, the vixen is alone. The fox left and never came back. He was probably killed. With only one hunter to contend with, this rabbit has a better chance of crossing the river unnoticed. The vixen finds a mouthful, probably berries. Up to 40% of a fox's diet comes from plants and fruit. At the moment, it's certainly not rabbit. The vixen must hunt until she finds food to bring back to her kits. At the fox den, the kits have a visitor. Many animals seem to know instinctively when danger is present, and while he's almost certainly able to smell fox, the rabbit appears unafraid. Perhaps he knows that the young foxes are not really a threat to him yet. The 4 kits are waiting for their mother to return. They first emerge from the burrow at about 3 weeks old, but for only short periods of time and only when a parent is present. Even at 2 months old, they spend much of their time below ground when mom's away. Young foxes face numerous threats, such as birds of prey and lynxes. Deciding perhaps that discretion is the better part of valor, the rabbit leaves. just in time as the most daring of the young foxes decides to indulge his curiosity. His keen nose alerts him to the presence of the rabbit, and though he's a little nervous, he decides to investigate. Even when young, while they may not know quite what to do with a rabbit, they have a good idea that chasing may be involved. So the rabbit takes off, and the young fox follows. Diligently, until he's distracted by another denizen of the great outdoors. This cricket now seems strange to him. But he may also be a part of the fox's diet one day. But not today. To these youngsters, the world is still a little overwhelming and scary. A return to the den seems prudent. A female fox's home range can be a few square miles, and when hunting for her offspring, she may have to cover most of it. Much of her hunting occurs at dusk and dawn, and during the night. Now the vixen is far from her den in her search for food. At the rabbit warren, the cycle of birth and mating continues. The short-eared doe has given birth and most likely has mated shortly afterwards. She tries to discourage a male who's interested in seducing her. He may also be interested in protecting the burrow. All males protect babies, whether or not they're the father. Others in the colony come to see what's going on, including amorous males. The doe is both unreceptive and also guarding her burrow. The males vie with one another. One male tends to be the dominant one in the warren, but there are always challenges ready to test his strength. The doe enters the den where her 2-week-old babies greet her. Rabbits have 3 to 12 babies, born almost hairless, blind, and helpless. They grow quickly, even though the doe feeds them only once a day. Having made a quick check of her offspring, the doe goes back to the burrow entrance to check that no one has followed her in. At 15 days old, the babies have never left the nest, but they are fully furred now, and their eyes have been open 5 days. In a week, they'll be ready to see the outside world for the first time. Having assured herself that all is safe, the doe marks her burrow entrance with secretions from under her chin. European rabbits are the same species as domestic rabbits, and like their tame cousins, can come in a range of colors. White is not always best for survival in the wild. Right now, though, the wild seems far off as these babies take in their meal of the day. The doe produces very rich milk. It contains 10% more fat and 15% more protein than goat or cow's milk. In the 5 minutes of suckling, the babies get concentrated nourishment. It only takes 4 months for a young rabbit to reach reproductive age, and only 28 days of nursing to give them the good start they need. These quiet moments provide more than just nourishment. They also provide sense of affection and belonging. When a rabbit leaves the nest area, she closes the entrance to the burrow with dirt. This protects the babies from predators and even from other female rabbits who might want to kill the babies. No one is sure why this killing occurs. Perhaps it's due to population density or to female rabbit hierarchy. The dominant does get the best and safest warren space to raise their babies. The less competition, the better. So it pays to be careful, and the doe hides traces of her presence before leaving. Safe within and sated, the young rabbits spend their days dozing and dreaming and growing. Rabbits rarely travel far from their burrows, even to eat.